Every legend leaves a trace. Some linger in memory, others in things that were never meant to fall into human hands. In the Myths Belief Store, you'll find artifacts, talismans, and relics steeped in the darkness of ancient faiths. Enter if you dare to touch what is forgotten and terrifying. Link in the description. Today we once again return to the universe created by Howard Phillips Lovecraft. But before we enter Carcosa and look into the face of the King in Yellow, it's worth remembering one thing. The mythology he inspired is not a coherent, closed system. Different authors, Bierce, Chambers, Lovecraft, Derleth, and many later writers portrayed Hastur in completely different ways. In some sources, he is a great old one, in others a god, and in yet others an idea or a metaphysical symbol of decay. And importantly, this principle applies to many beings in this universe. Their roles, powers, and even appearances change depending on the author. Contradictory interpretations aren't mistakes, they're part of the canon. In Lovecraft's mythology, there are beings that terrify with their appearance, others with their power, but only a few terrify with the very idea of their existence. One of them is Hastur, the King in Yellow, the Lord of Decay, the one whose presence does not manifest through roars or displays of strength, but through the slow, inevitable rotting of reality. Hastur is not a monster that steps out of the shadows. He is the shadow. He is a sickness that seeps into the world like poison, dissolving the boundaries between what is real and what should never exist. He is a being that cannot be fully seen, because looking at him is like staring at a flaw in the structure of the universe. Legend says that Hastur is bound to Carcosa, a city with no fixed location, existing simultaneously in dreams, in other dimensions, and in places where reality begins to crack. Carcosa is a city of ruins, black lakes, and twin moons, a place where time flows like spilled paint and space twists into impossible shapes. It is said that those who find themselves there never return the same, if they return at all. Carcosa is not a place you visit. It is a place that finds you when you are broken enough to see it. The most terrifying aspect of Hastur is not his form, but his influence. The King in Yellow does not attack. He infects. His presence manifests as madness, melancholy, obsession, the slow disintegration of identity. People who come into contact with his symbol, the yellow sign, begin to lose control over their own lives. Their thoughts become foreign, their emotions hollow, and their dreams fill with the ruins of Carcosa and the figure in the yellow cloak standing on the horizon. Hastur doesn't need to speak. His existence alone is enough for minds to begin collapsing. Hastur's most infamous tool is The King in Yellow, a play no one should ever read. It is said that the first acts are beautiful, melancholic, almost hypnotic. But the deeper one goes, the more the text begins to change, as if it were alive. The reader starts noticing words that aren't there, and eventually, things that should not exist. Those who reach the second act lose their sanity. Those who reach the end lose something more, themselves. The play is not a story. It is a ritual, a gateway, an invitation. The cult of Hastur is unlike any other cult of the great old ones. There is no fanaticism, no ecstasy. Instead, there is resignation, sorrow, and a quiet acceptance of the coming end. The followers of the King in Yellow do not seek power, they seek oblivion. They believe Hastur will bring not destruction, but dissolution, the slow fading of everything familiar. Their rituals are whispered, their symbols hidden, and their presence difficult to detect, because the madness they spread looks like ordinary human despair. The motif of the King in Yellow has seeped into pop culture as deeply as Cthulhu himself. His echo can be seen in games like Bloodborne, The Sinking City, and Call of Cthulhu, in series such as True Detective, in films inspired by cosmic horror, in comics, music, and countless RPG adaptations. The yellow sign has become a symbol of madness, and Carcosa, one of the most recognizable locations in all of horror mythology. Hastur needs no armies and no monsters. His power is an idea. Once planted, it grows like a disease. Hastur is not just a character. He is a concept. A virus of thought that spreads through words, symbols, and dreams. And now tell me, would you dare to read The King in Yellow? Would you look at the yellow sign, knowing it might be the last thing you see as yourself? If you enjoyed this episode, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments what the next video should explore. See you on the next journey, in the place where Carcosa waits for those who stare too long.